Here's a nice idea for working with chain and pendants. You put a clasp on each end of the chain. So you start with, I've got 20 gauge half hard silver here. I'm starting with a right angle. Then I take the pliers and make a ring. The ring doesn't have to be very large, so I'm starting quite far down the pliers. And I use my fingers around the pliers to do the wire. So it'll be like that. And then I'm going to bring the wire up at a right angle. And you know, theoretically you would think that you could just slip your chain on there at this point, but the wise way to go is to make a little turn so that in fact you've got, in your wire, you've got two corners. You've got the first right angle, and then you've got that one. And so when you put the chain on and wind it off, those two corners will come together, and that will keep the ring nice and round. So here we go with the chain. And now I'm going to wind the wire back down. You know, I've got another video that shows all this, but I think it's just a quick flash on how it works. Doesn't hurt. So I'm keeping that at a nice right angle. And I'm cutting it off. So now I'm going to put some beads on, just to give it a little ornamentation. I've got a nice little Balinese silver piece here and two 2.5mm rounds to hold it in place. Now I'm going to put the hook on. So again, make a right angle, a nice small ring, and bring it back around and give it that little corner. I want to announce a small change in philosophy here. I used to never use open jump rings because I felt that there was a weakness there. But if the wire on the jump ring is sufficiently thick and sufficiently strong, it can add a suppleness to the work. And I've found that when making these chains, it's often a really good idea to have that extra little jump ring. So there. So now I'm just winding it off. Of course, you can always solder that little jump ring if you are using a torch, but all my silver work is done without a torch. So I cut it off and then go in with the curved nose pliers and take it to the cut in the wire, because when the wire is cut, it's actually straight when you cut it. So by giving it a little squeeze with the pliers, you take away the burr. And then this is just one end of the wire work and the chain. I'm going to quickly do the other side off screen to save time, and then I'll show you the finished product. So now we've got a clasp on each end of the chain, and one of my tide pool pendants made with Spectrum stained glass scrap, as a matter of fact. And I'm going to attach the pendant to the clasps, and you'll see it really works. I used quite small clasps, and they sort of seem to disappear when you wear the chain. It's something to do with the fact that the clasps are end on. Let me kind of try to show you what I mean. Do you see? When it's end on, the clasp turns to the narrow side and doesn't really become a claspy looking situation. I think I'm going to give Marie-Therese a go at this pendant because it should look pretty good on her. So you see, you can't see that there are clasps in the front of it. The alignment makes it so that they just disappear, and Marie-Therese is left with a tide pool bead to wear by the sea.